Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner, freelance medical copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I want to answer a question that I get asked a lot today, which is who edits your work as a copywriter? So just like with copywriting, where there is copywriting work all the way up the copywriting ladder, meaning for all different levels of skills, it's similar for people who proofread or edit copywriting. So when I was first starting out, my boyfriend was the one who edited my copywriting work. Is that recommended? Not really. As soon as you can afford a proofreader, I highly recommend it. And a proofreader is a little bit different from an editor. People who proofread, they don't charge as much. They check for really like glaring errors. They may not have as much of like a grammatical, background or, but it's just somebody who is willing to proofread it, catch the obvious things, and they usually charge between like 2 cents a word to 3 cents a word. And again, this is subject to change. I don't like to really like call out people's rates because it can be completely different. You actually could probably find somebody cheaper. But yeah, so you initially starting out probably want a proofreader, somebody who's just going to make sure they catch some of the most obvious stuff. And the way in which proofreaders vary as far as like skill and how good they are is just like it's dramatic. There's such a range of skills within proofreaders. So keep that in mind when you're looking for someone to proofread your initial copywriting work. Another thing that you could probably do is exchange proofreading with another copywriter, especially somebody who's at a similar skill set. But obviously you got to make sure that they're doing a good job. So make sure you double check it. If you have a partner who's willing to read it, see if they'll help you out. Get as many eyes on it as you possibly can. But these are just ideas for when you're first starting out. Actually, also, I do recommend for people who are not native English speakers who become copywriters to also get a proofreader to help them catch things that, subtle connotations and things like that a non-native speaker might not catch. So again, could be a friend, could be another copywriter, could be a partner, could be a proofreader. That's kind of like the first level. And really, truly, hiring a good proofreader is worth it. It's so worth it. And then the next level would be to hire an actual editor. And there are some amazing editors out there. And again, they charge differently too, depending on who they are. It's really like a broad range. Some of them charge hourly, some of them charge per word, but they're going to be a little bit more, obviously, than a proofreader. And it is worth taking the time to find a good editor because it will give you a peace of mind. And so you want the ability to be able to write something and then send it to your editor, give yourself a break, take a break from the piece, sleep on it, come back to it, read their edits, and then also you'll probably catch things yourself at that point. So I include edits in all of my work, and one of the things I did early on is I included editing in my pricing. And another thing that I just kind of want to say is that include it in your pricing and say it's a part of the copywriting that you provide, but don't like separate it out as a line item. Clients don't like to feel nickel and dimed, so just don't do it. So anyway, so as soon as you can, increase your prices just a little bit. I mean, if we're talking like for a proofreader and they're charging like $15 or $20 for 1,000 words, that is well worth it. Remember that sometimes students of mine will think, oh, that's money that's coming out of my like paycheck, but really what it is it's an investment in your business. It's a business expense, and it's making sure that your work is high quality. So it's worth it. It really is. So then when you get to editors, there's also 2 different kinds of editors that I have found. Some are editors who will edit, purely on grammar and, just spelling and technical stuff. Making sure resources are right, if that's applicable, whatever. And then there are editors who will actually, edit a piece based on psychology and copywriting techniques. And those editors are gold. It is so important to not do your writing in a complete bubble without feedback. Get feedback. Find somebody who, you really click with, and take the time to do it when you're not under pressure. That's another piece of advice I have. Look for a proofreader or maybe an editor, wherever you are in the process, before you really need their help, because it is really stressful And also, you might not find like a really good ideal person if you do it under like crunch time, right? So do this early, do this process early. Look for that person, and really truly keep in mind that when you find an editor who is who understands copywriting techniques and is able to edit your work through that lens, they are worth it. They are so, so worth it. They will make your copywriting better, which will make your work more valuable to your client. It will help you grow your business and charge more. So I really want to encourage you to consider either a proofreader or an editor, and keep in mind that that might look a little different depending on where you are in your process as becoming a copywriter. So I hope that helps. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button if that helped you. Let me know in the comments if you have any advice about proofreaders and editors. But I just really want to reiterate that I really believe in them, and it is a mistake to be the only person who puts eyes on your work before you submit it to a client. So, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.